Hello everyone and welcome to today's grammar tutorial. My name is Anu and in this video we are going to explore the concept of passive voice in English. By the end of this video, you will understand what passive voice is, how to form it, and when to use it. So, let's get started. What is passive voice? In English, we have two main types of voice, active and passive. The active voice is when the subject of the sentence performs the action. For example, the chef cooks the meal. Here, the chef is the subject doing the cooking. In passive voice, the focus shifts from the subject to the object of the action. The object becomes the subject of the sentence. For example, the meal is cooked by the chef. Here, the meal is the focus, not the chef. So, passive voice is when the action is being done to the subject, rather than the subject doing the action. How to form passive voice? Now, let's look at how to form passive sentences. The basic structure of a passive sentence is subject plus be am slash is slash are slash was slash were plus past participle plus by agent. 1. Identify the object of the active sentence. 2. Move the object to the subject position. 3. Use the correct form of the verb to be, depending on the tense. 4. Use the past participle form of the main verb. 5. Optionally, add by and the original subject to show who performed the action. Let's look at some examples across different tenses. Present simple. Active. The company produced smartphones. The passive is smartphones are produced by the company. The active voice, the focus is on the company because it is the subject performing the action. The passive voice, focus is on smartphones because they are the subject receiving the action. Number 2, past simple. The active is the teacher taught the lesson. The passive is the lesson was taught by the teacher. The active, the focus is on the teacher. The performer of the action is emphasized. The passive, focus is on the lesson, the recipient of the action. Number 3, future simple. The active is they will announce the results tomorrow. The passive is the results will be announced tomorrow. The active voice focus is on they, the people who will announce the results. Passive voice focus on the results, what will be announced. Notice how the verb to be changes according to the tense, and the main verb is always in the past participle form. When to use passive voice? Now that we know how to form passive sentences, let's talk about when to use them. Passive voice is useful in several situations. when the do of the action is unknown or irrelevant. The example is, the window was broken. We don't know who broke the window, and it might not be important. Number 2. When the focus is on the action rather than the do. The example is, the book was published in 1995. The important information is the publication date, not the publisher. Number 3. To be more formal or polite. The example is, a mistake was made, instead of, you made a mistake. Number 4. In scientific or technical writing. The example is, the experiment was conducted over 3 days. Using passive voice helps shift the focus from the subject to the action or the object, which can be more appropriate depending on the context. Common mistakes. Before I wrap up, here are some common mistakes to avoid when using passive voice. Number 1. Incorrect verb forms. Make sure to use the correct form of to be and the past participle of the main verb. The example is, incorrect. The cake is made by the baker. The correct is, the cake is made by the baker. Number 2. Overusing passive voice. While passive voice is useful, overusing it can make your writing seem fake or impersonal. Balance it with active voice to keep your writing clear and engaging. Number 3. Leaving out the door when it's important. Sometimes it's crucial to know who performed the action. If so, don't omit the by phrase. Here are a few tips for practicing passive voice. Number 1. Rewrite sentences from active to passive and vice versa. Number 2. Identify passive sentences in reading materials and analyze why passive voice was used. Number 3. Practice with different tenses to get comfortable with verb forms. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial on passive voice. I hope you now have a better understanding of what passive voice is, how to form it, and when to use it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more grammar tips. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. See you next time.